Hello, everyone, and welcome to a beautiful Sunday afternoon here at Adams Tennis Complex. I'm Darius White alongside my analyst Spencer Thompson for today. Spencer, how are you doing today?
Excited for what's to come. So much on the line here at the Adams Tennis Complex, and who better to talk to with it than head coach for MTSU?
Hey, we do have head coach Jimmy Bourdin standing off to the side. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How about you guys?
Hey, doing great. We're glad that you're joining us for the pregame interview. My first question has to do with your team's preparation. How's your team preparing for today's game against Notre Dame?
You know, the same way we pretty much always do. You know, we put in some work yesterday, made some improvements from Friday night, and just tried to get a little bit better. A lot of recovery just because, you know, Friday to Sunday, 2 big matches. I want everybody fresh. And then obviously we got another nightcap at 4:30, so I want everybody ready to go.
You know, Coach, the first time you faced the Fighting Irish was actually in a neutral site in Alabama for a tournament back in 2010. Picked up the match almost a decade later, over a decade last year. Have your first competition up in the Fighting Irish's complex. How has the interaction been with the Notre Dame tennis program?
You know, it's good. You know, the coaches, we know each other. I know Coach Sam. I know Ross. I know Ryan. Actually, Ryan and I used to compete against each other when we were in juniors. You know, he was a phenomenal player. He was the #1 player in all of college tennis. And, you know, I'm excited about this. You know, they do a phenomenal job. And, you know, I'm excited to have them here in Murfreesboro. And I think, you know, want to show them, you know, here in Murfreesboro, we do a great job showcasing college tennis and have, you know, a great environment here and a good competitive match.
Yeah, great, Coach. And speaking on your team's improvement, from the start of the season, can you tell us how your team's improved and what other improvements you're looking for from your team for the rest of the season?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, doubles is always a big thing for me. You know, we've been rolling with the doubles. It's been playing really well. This year we had to kind of figure out a couple new teams that, you know, in years past we've had the same teams for the past couple years. So this year, coming up with the new combos and still, you know, we haven't lost a doubles point yet. Like to keep that going, so that's been good. And then, you know, we brought in 5 new players. So, you know, we had 4 really good returners come from last year, and just getting those 5 new guys ingrained with the team and part of our culture.
You're right. The doubles has worked incredibly well since you haven't dropped a single doubles point, and especially worked in your favor on Friday against Louisville. You know, you alluded to in the post-game interview with Chris Edge having to hurt, almost rushing with the singles points and everything. But yeah. I'm wondering because we saw you guys practicing after the women's doubleheader, how much rest or how easy or hard did you go on your guys after that win against Louisville in preparation for today?
You know, I had 3 things that I wanted to cover, and then, you know, I gave the guys what we call player's choice, kind of give them about 30 minutes of, hey, you know, do what you need to do to get ready. You know what you need, and you know, physically, if you need to take a little break and kick back, then you can. And, you know, that's just kind of how we kind of customize the practice. So, you know, what they need, and once I kind of checked my boxes of what we needed to do, so we were ready to go. And it was short, sweet, and, you know, I think we're ready.
Hey, well, thank you so much, Coach Jimmy, for speaking with us. Good luck on your match today. And so you heard Coach Jimmy talking about, you know, the team's different ways of preparing for games. And, you know, speaking on that, we actually have the coach from Notre Dame, the tennis team's head coach, Sam Kercheval. Sam, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Well. It's great to have you here. I think you're actually our first opponent coach interview on the season, so it's great to have you here. My first question is, how's your team planning to bounce back after you guys lost against Wake Forest in your last matchup?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good weekend for us last week playing at Wake Forest. Got the close win against SMU, and then obviously took the loss to Wake, but that's a tough place to play against a really experienced team. You know, we were fortunate this week that we had a really good training block, you know, something you don't necessarily get a whole lot of when you're in the middle of season, but this is our only match this weekend, so we had a good few days of preparation before we came down.
And, you know, Coach, last year you had more home games than away games. You were 11-5 at home, and then on the road went to 3-5. That flip-flops a little bit this year with you traveling on the road. Started out 0-1 on your away record this year, especially here in MTSU with the loss last year. How do you change the narrative for how you perform on the road?
Well, I mean, I don't know that we need to necessarily change anything. We play the ACC. It's a super tough conference, and with the way things work out, you know, we have 1 year that's heavily home loaded, and then the next year is heavily away loaded. That's just kind of how it is. But, you know, it's the experience you get by playing match by match. We're going to get better every day as we go along, and every match we get to play. And season's quite long, so we're excited to kind of run it out.
Yeah, and Coach, you were speaking on the season. MTSU hasn't lost a double point this season, and they're always out to a quick start at the beginning. So please explain to us how your team prepares to start out quickly and to fight for that doubles point today.
Yeah, I mean, we know MTSU is a good team, and obviously we played them last year. We know a fair amount about them. But, doubles is always high energy. It's high-paced. Certainly getting off to a great start is super important. The thing we've got going for us, we've got guys who really understand our system. They've got chemistry with their partner. It hasn't quite clicked quite the way we want yet, but we know what we're doing. Our guys know what they are supposed to be doing from a system standpoint.
And Coach, we talked with Coach Borndame about this and the interactions that they've had. Spoke very positively of you. So I'll toss the same question to you. How have your interactions been with Middle Tennessee State University as you guys played them for the first time outside of a tournament last year and then coming into today's competition?
Yeah, nothing but respect for Coach Borndam and what he and his staff are doing here. We can obviously see all the work they're putting into the environment, the atmosphere, and certainly what they're doing on the court. You can see the results. You can see what they're doing in dubs, and having played them last year, we have a really good sense of their success right now. So a lot of respect for them. We know today's going to be an absolute war, and we're excited to compete for however long it takes.
Thank you so much, Coach, for joining us, and good luck on your match today.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. And so you heard Coach there speaking about the toughness of the ACC and, speaking on, their matchups this season. What do you think Notre Dame's going to have to do to be able to get a win out here today?
Notre Dame's the team to beat, obviously. I mean, with the ACC, they're no joke when it comes to tennis all around. I mean, they just played Wake Forest at that tournament last weekend and
number
up in
10
the top
Wake
15.
Forest at that.
Yeah, number 10 Wake Forest, and only taking a 4-1 loss, still able to get up there and try to start out strong. But, for Notre Dame, first off, they have to win the doubles point. I mean, that's almost a guarantee, especially with MTSU not dropping one at this point. They have to set the tone early because for MTSU, if they don't do that, then if MTSU doesn't get the doubles point, they might have their confidence rattled a little bit and a little bit shaken, but it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and you spoke about their record on the season is 3-1, and this is their third time historical matchup against MTSU. And on the season, Notre Dame's actually been 16-5 in their singles matchup. So singles have been a big piece of getting those wins on the season that they have.
Well, while you're thinking about that, we've got a lot of thoughts to go off that, but we are honored and privileged to be joined right now for an exclusive interview with Dr. Sidney McPhee, the president of Middle Tennessee State University. Dr. McPhee, it's a pleasure to have you with us. And going into this matchup, there's a lot of great things, but more recently, the True Blue Give campaign is going on right now, and they just announced a new on-campus tennis complex that's going to be built on the campus of MTSU. How excited are you for that? And for this matchup, how great is this environment at the Adams Tennis Complex?
Oh, obviously we're all excited about the success over the years of our tennis program, both our men and our women, and certainly the opportunity for us to continue to build on the facilities and the success that we've had over the years under our coaches. The best is yet to come. As you know, we are in the process of building a new tennis facility on campus. I want to thank all of our fans who have really contributed and really provided the kind of support to make this program one of the best in the nation, and that's our goal.
All right, and so how about the MTSU men's tennis team? I don't know if you know or not, but the men's tennis team has been on a crazy streak of 34 wins, and with they win today at Adams Tennis Complex, it will make it 35 straight at home. So speak about the tennis team and your excitement for them.
Well, let me tell you, I'm very much aware of the success of the tennis team. I think we have one of the best coaches in America. We're very privileged and proud to have our coach with us, and the work that he has done over the years. It's been some consistency. Coach of the Year, produces top academic students, so we win on the court and certainly in the classroom. So we all are proud of what's going on with our tennis program, particularly our men's program.
And Dr. McPhee, especially one of the biggest news stories for this year with MTSU is that the Adams Tennis Complex will play host to the Women's Tennis Tournament for Conference USA. How excited are you for that opportunity for MTSU to host this, not just for MTSU, but for the city of Murfreesboro and the surrounding area?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question because that is what we had planned and hoped when we partnered with the city to build this facility, a first-class facility that would attract tournaments like Conference USA and other types of tournaments that certainly would bring some economic value to this city and to this area, not just for the university, but for the community. So it is exactly what we wanted, and we just see more of that coming this way.
And you were speaking about your appreciation for Coach Jimmy. Coach Jimmy has been here for a while now, and he has top 25 recruiting classes almost every year. Speak about Coach Jimmy's success here at MTSU, and also your appreciation for him.
Well, his success is unrivaled, and I think Coach Jimmy will tell you that I'm one of his biggest fans. We will do everything to provide what he needs to be successful, and certainly we hope that he has many, many years here as our coach.
Well, great. And there you are. You heard it from Dr. Sidney McPhee. First, thank you, Dr. Sidney McPhee, for joining us, the president of MTSU. I think we're actually going to kick it to a quick break. You are here at Adams Tennis Complex, where the 6-2 MTSU Blue Raiders will be taking on the 3-1 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We'll be back after this short break.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
6 feet 4. Fight! 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing is, I've got 2. Oh! I'm going to that game.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
So many men and women that have served that expected to be able to have their tuition or certain assistance being given to them, and that money evaporated. With the establishment of the general fund is to make sure that all those men and women can get through MTSU and pursue what they thought they could do when they came on back.
We're extremely proud that the Predators have identified the need to help make this fund one of the best at our university for our veterans.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Adams Tennis Complex, where the MTSU Blue Raiders will be taking on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Currently, we are preparing for the doubles match, and now we're going to read those lineups. Starting on court number 1 for MTSU, we have Stein Slump and Pavel Model facing off against. One second. Facing off against.
I believe that's going to be
Facing off against Matthew Shea and Axel Neffy. On court number 2, we have Oscar Brosson Posting facing off with.
That's going to be Brostrom and Rocha paired up for court 2.
And they're going to be facing off against John Mark Mokowski alongside.
That's going to be
Adiata
Rakista.
And then on court number 3, we have Matt Bernardi. And
so we got Edge and Hollis on court 3. They do have Bernardi and Chin listed as the 4th doubles team.
all right, in the cut. And we're currently looking at court number 1. We have Stein Slump and Pavel Model.
Go, boys! Go.
Service calls for a reserve. Get that into a net, so a point for the Blue Raiders. All right, you guys. Here's a serve here from Notre Dame.
It looks like we're going to get a courtside update from Seth right now. What's happening, Seth?
Seth, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. What's the update?
Yeah, over on court number 2, Francisco and Oscar, they just went up by a break over there. Back to you guys.
All right, you guys heard it there first. Francisco goes up 1 point against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish on court number 2. And now we're going to be switching it over to court number 3.
We had a little bit of talks about this in the pregame, but the doubles point is crucial here for both Notre Dame and MTSU. For MTSU, haven't lost a doubles point to this stage in the season, and for Notre Dame, they've had struggles facing off against the doubles with their respective team. Looks like every one of their doubles teams are on losing streaks coming into this weekend's competition. So Notre Dame, the pressure's more on Notre Dame than MTSU here, but you could say it's just about as even as we're seeing here on court 3.
And you were speaking about Notre Dame. They're actually 2-6 on the season for their doubles point. So big win here to make it 50-50.
Every one of their doubles teams heading into today on a losing streak. 2 losing streak for Neffy. As again, you see Chris Edge teamed up this time for the doubles with
Stephen Hollis.
Both graduate students, actually. Using both that year of COVID eligibility, adding that to be able to participate here again. Impressive win on the doubles. Usually Edge and Hollis are paired together. 8-0. Haven't lost a single doubles pairing matchup. Of course, for their counterparts here on court 3 in Peter and Matthew. Matthew actually hasn't. This is his debut. This is his debut for the season. Hasn't played once. Counts for both singles and doubles. Try to keep it in play. Again, you see the camo shorts from MTSU. It is Military Appreciation Day here at the Adams Tennis Complex. You see a lot of the women's team is here in attendance as well. So the Barnard twins over on some of the seating up top here. Of course, Dr. McPhee soaking in this tennis matchup and several other members in attendance today.
Today's a good day for the Blue Raiders.
Big appreciation for the military, not just within MTSU, but
within the Tennessee community, the Middle Tennessee community, definitely.
Just missed it on the edge there, no pun intended, but Chris was trying to reach for it on the very back end of his racket. You saw how split second, he just had a little bit of reach there, could have serviced it. That's just great awareness by Notre Dame's doubles pairing there.
And you saw that quick step off to the right, just a little bit of a deception there from Notre Dame, putting Chris right out of position.
Notre Dame again trying to set the tone early. Can you see on the courts 1 and 2 tied up? Courts 1, it's a 1-0 advantage for Notre Dame. Tied 1-1 in courts 2 and 3.
MTSU losing a point there, getting a serve.
Still in play, hit off the racket there. You saw that Edge duck down. He was crouching down to the net, not thinking he was going to go towards him. Still made contact with his racket. Again, Notre Dame is taking such great advantage of the little mistakes that MTSU is making right now. Again, for the undefeated doubles team, the only one of a few undefeated doubles teams here on MTSU's roster, very significant for them to get this start early.
First serve into the net. Just a little wide right there.
Edge and Hollis need to have some more discussions here. And they're doing well. They're doing well through coming into the day on doubles, but it's just a struggle right now.
Double fault there on MTSU. What were you saying, Spencer? I'm sorry.
You're seeing on this, they're going to take us over to court two in a second, but here on court 3, it's very tough competition here in the Adams Tennis Complex. You know, Edge and Hollis, they're just getting outmastered right now.
Yeah, they really are. And like we said, we're moving over to court number 2. And we spoke about court number 2 earlier, where we have Oscar and Francisco facing off against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
And the freshman from Denmark, and paired up for court 2 with the senior from Portugal. They've only taken 1 loss on their doubles pairing. Never since then gone undefeated 4-0. With a service fault there.
And, Coach Jimmy was talking earlier about, having, 4 new recruits coming in and having the 5 core players here. And so as you see, this is a matchup between, one of the veteran players and one of the newer ones, giving him some experience there.
And we just missed it. We went away from edge on court 3. Great effort, but just not angling it the proper way. But we saw in court 3, we actually cut away last second edge. They dropped a break. It's 2-1 right now. Edge and Hollis down over there to the pairing of Peter and Matthew. Again, here on court 2. Tied up 1-1 as it's in service favor to Notre Dame. Good movement.
A lot of energy there, and as you can hear, the crowd's really pumped up, really excited.
Francisco Rocha was the Conference USA Player of the Year last year, and it's plays like that are why he was the Player of the Year for 2021. Obviously, they're on a break now, and MTSU's up 2-1 on that court. But Rocha is just so good in the clutch moments. He knew where the ball was going to. He knew that he had to position it right in the corner there, and just got the better of his opponent.
Definitely got the better of his opponent there. And we're getting word that we're actually going to be going over to court. We're actually going to be going over to court number 1. And on court number 1, like we were saying earlier, we have Stein and Harvard playing with against Notre Dame.
Great movement there. And you may hear a bit of an audio delay. The play site system we have is not synced up with our headset audio, so you may start hearing the crowd cheer a little bit early for certain things. They had every reason to cheer on that one. You saw the great spike down the middle, the corner that no one else could really get to. Perfect stuff for MTSU. If you want to see some of the best tennis in the country, this is the place to be. Didn't make it past the net on that one. And our system slowing down a little bit. So now on court 1, MTSU has gone up a break. So now 2-1 on 2 courts in doubles, which that is very much what is required right now for MTSU. So if that holds out, leading 2-1, take the doubles point, take a huge advantage going into singles play, which MTSU has been almost unstoppable.
And, speaking of that, they've always had a strong start at every point of the season. And, Coach spoke about not losing that doubles point. And, Notre Dame's coach came up and spoke with us, and he was saying how he's preparing his team to be better suited to not to, jump out early, get that quick start. And so they aren't prepared.
Now there's, yeah.
I would say actually, I was going to say what court we're going to, but we can keep talking about court number 1 real quick.
Yeah, at least a correction on that. So it's actually 2-1 on court 1, 2-1 on court 3. It's 2-1 on all of them, but Notre Dame is actually leading 2-1 here. So you were right about Coach Kirchhoff mentioning that starting early, setting the tone early, trying to get that doubles point first, and they're leading 2-1 on courts 1 and 3 to try and make that happen. But court 2, that's where MTSU with Francisco and Francisco paired up with his partner and Oscar. That's where they're trying to give a chance for MTSU. But Edge and company, they got to start fighting back.
And speaking of Chris Edge, let's move over to court number 3.
Great play by Chris Edge there. I talked about it in the open, how Notre Dame lost to Wake Forest. Coach Kirchhoff mentioned it, that the ACC is high competition in tennis. And MTSU, Coach Borndame has always talked about how he wants to see where his team measures, wants to see where they stand up against other high-tier teams. We saw that on Friday with Louisville where they made the comeback. And it's because they won that doubles point. They got the doubles point. That's why they were able to win that match against Louisville ultimately. Otherwise, it would have had extended into singles. Could have gone one way or the other. As you see another great play there. So again, for MTSU, doubles is going to be crucial here. And right now, they don't have the upper hand.
Just a little too much power there from Notre Dame's side. And you were speaking about Coach Jimmy saying he wanted to diversify the opponents that they played throughout the season, saying that a lot of the teams that they played were in conference or around the conference.
Great awareness there on the front side by Hollis. Just again, awareness. We've seen this several times from the front servers on the doubles team. They've seen the ball just skip up to the net, finding the perfect position to hit it in the corner, make it impossible for Notre Dame to overcome. And we've seen Notre Dame do that same thing too. That was in play there. Same thing, getting it to the edges, making great plays here in the ATC.
And you saw that ball bounce right in on the inside line. And Notre Dame's play was just a little bit out of place. Not able to return that. Chris Edge with the serve. And what a miss. Yeah. And, you know, that's what happens when a player is focusing more on power over technique. You saw there he jumped back, switched, and tried to swing with all his power and ended up missing it.
Yeah, it was definitely a good positioning by Notre Dame's part on that service over. And, you know, we're switching over to one of the other courts now. But it's just so interesting to see right now for Notre Dame. They're starting strong with the doubles point. It's very out of character for MTSU. The only doubles teams that have lost are Oscar and Roche as well as Pavel and Hollis. So it's those are the only teams that have taken losses in the doubles so far this year. And trying to make sure that that trend doesn't continue, or more so a trend doesn't start in this crucial matchup against Notre Dame.
And speaking of that, we're moving over to court number 2.
Right now on court 1, it's 2-all. Court 2 is a 3-1 advantage for MTSU, and it's Notre Dame leading 3-2. So, MTSU up a break on 2 courts.
All right, and it looks like court number 2 actually moves over the 3-2 with MTSU losing, just being up one break there.
As they take a recess there, but again, now it's starting to get close. You can see the scoreboards above Darius's head over there, where it's just getting so close right now on this final stretch. And again, it's only 1 set for doubles on each of these matchups. So now we're about at the halfway point in each of these. It's where wins become losses and losses become wins.
And speaking of that, we're going to be moving over to court number 1.
As we mentioned, court 1, this is tied. That's why Coach Borendame is right there. Jimmy giving that real-time feedback to the pairing of Pavel and Stein.
And you see the same thing happening with Notre Dame's coach, Coach Raval, standing right on the other side, talking to his team in between the breaks. Just a little too strong on that one. It's a little wide.
MTSU's got power. That's no doubt. They've got the power to swing and get the ball wherever they need to go. The accuracy is what's killing them right now. As you see a recess there, I believe Notre Dame just went up a break on that 3-2. So they're going to swap sides, and now Notre Dame's starting to get the upper hand again in the doubles.
Yeah, and you spoke about Notre Dame getting the upper hand in the doubles. We're going to move over to court number 3 and get an update from them.
Yeah, court number 3 is one of the more interesting matchups to see. Again, Edge talked about how yesterday in singles play, he just wanted to be done with it. Got a 6-0 sweep
Friday
in both
night,
sets.
He really came out, and man, it was fast. First in, first out.
Trying to do the same thing with Hollis. You can see Edge wanted that one back.
That angle was just a little low.
Right now, Notre Dame leading on courts 1 and 2. court 3 is a 3-2 advantage in favor of MTSU right now. So Edge and Hollis are getting the job done on their part. So now they're going to be heavily leaning on their teammates to try and turn the narrative. Notre Dame with just perfect positioning on there.
And on that point, it looks like Notre Dame goes up 4-2 on the set. So they're 2 points away from clinching that doubles point. MTSU wants to come back. Right now is the time.
Yeah, you see that fault there, and this is on court 3. You're about to see why it went up, why they went up 4-2, as it didn't make it into the net, and that causes them to break. So it looked like it. You got 4-2 on court 3, which is what you're seeing right now. 3-2 in favor of MTSU on court 2. Court 1 is 3-2 in favor of Notre Dame. MTSU is struggling right now in this doubles matchup. At least more so, Chris and Stefan are.
And a quick score update coming from court number 2. Currently the Blue Raiders are up 4-2 there.
There's a good move. You saw that as Stefan saw the ball floating up in positioning, had to weave it between the pairing. Found the right outlet. Called that a service foul. Tried to find it. Edge was looking for that contact. Got not the contact he wanted.
The angle of the racket that looked to be a little bit in, closer towards the net than needed to be to go over it.
Coach Jimmy just pointing over at them saying, slow down, Chris and Stefan. You guys got an advantage there, but make sure to keep yourselves poised. Try and make it back. Right now, court 2 has a 4-2 advantage. Court 1 all tied up at 3 each. Of course, with this being on court 3, Chris and Stefan are trying to prevent it from being up 2 breaks. Right now up 2 breaks, trying to prevent the damage from being even more costly. As that service error from Stefan, tries to go for it again. Get it back, found the positioning, but went into the net, and perfect stuff on court 3, as you saw there. MTSU will start to claw back on 4-3. We have an array of reporters today. First, of course, had Seth, and now we have Cam Eschenfelder joining us. Cam with the latest update from the ATC.
Hey guys, I just got a report that there was a break on court 2, so the MTSU Blue Raiders are doing really good right now.
Up a break now, 5-2 advantage over there on court 2. Thank you for that, Cam.
And Cam spoke about them being up a break. That's a great place for him to be. Having that second win, or getting that win over on court 3 as well. Putting MTSU in a position to keep that doubles point streak alive. Now we're going back to action on court number 2.
We were actually told as well court number 1 is up 2 breaks as well, so starting to get a little bit there.
MTSU starting to settle in.
It's actually court 2 is up, but court 2 is up there, but court 1 is still 3 even. Oh, what a move!
Right, we have MT player down.
Slow to get up. Looked like it got the better of Francisco. You see those kind of movements. He tried fighting for it, but that's a great effort by Notre Dame and getting the position there. Just again, power is not an issue for either of these teams. They know how to swing the racket and get the force down. It's truly a matter of accuracy, what it's coming down to.
This court, MTSU was up a score of 5-2, looking to get the win here.
Looking to clinch at least 1 out of 3 on the doubles point. Couldn't get it inbounds there. Service fault. You also notice on the right side of your screen they have potentially future Blue Raiders chasing after the tennis ball as they go up to the net. You see that a lot in tennis. That goes out. You see it a lot in tennis where they have line runners to just get the tennis balls, make sure that ones who are actually playing the game don't have to chase after their own tennis balls. And
I'm sure the players are extremely grateful for their contributions today.
A lot goes into making it happen here at the Adams Tennis Complex. Great effort, still in. There it looked at first several times like Notre Dame wasn't going to be able to catch up to it, but just a testament to how they've been trained on their positioning and to be ready for anything that comes their way. And just a great effort by MTSU, especially with, of course, Francisco and, of course, the support back from Oscar. Both of them just ready, knowing what they have to do, and keeping them in this doubles contest. Tried to find the positioning on there. Oscar couldn't do it.
A court update coming from court number 3. MTSU is down there 5-3.
MTSU might be dropping one of the double sets here. Trying to fight back,
which means it'll all come up to court number 1.
saw it right on the screen there. They finished it up. And MTSU,
yep, 1 point. It clinches 1 out of the 3 matches for the doubles point.
Yep, that was on, as mentioned, that was on court 2. So now 6-2, clinch it there. It's 5-3.
Clinch in there, and you said 5-3, moving over there. That makes the score on court number 3 or court number 2 6-2 or 6-2. And so now we're moving over to court number 3, where MTSU is still down 2 games there and a 5-3.
You see the split screen there, 2 on your left, 3 on your right.
It's actually court number 1 on your left and court number 3 on your right.
1 and 3. We just saw court 2 finalize. And again, if it comes down this way, court 1, if they can hold, the pairing of Pavel and Stein, if they can hold, and MTSU will clinch the doubles point. See on your left, goes into the net there.
And MTSU is down 2 points on both courts at this point, with Notre Dame having a 5-3 lead.
5-3, trying to crawl back here. Again, it was on court 1, it was tied 3-3. Notre Dame's gone 2 straight points. Notre Dame tries to get in, and that goes far out. And on court 3, that does get a break, so MTSU now is going to be, that's 5-4, so getting closer there. You can see the noise there on court 1 as well. Not up a break yet, but close to it.
It's a big point there. Big point as the Blue Raiders try to fight back. Notre Dame with the serve. A lot of noise here inside the tennis complex.
Jimmy telling these guys on court 1 to stay calm. He's telling his Stein, Pavel, let's finish this out. Let's try to crawl back. We're down 5-3. Don't get ahead of yourselves. Court 3, advantage there for the Blue Raiders.
And looking at court number 1, serve error there of Notre Dame. Second serve coming up.
Into the net on court 1.
A bit of a more conservative swing there on that serve. Just can set himself up.
Wide out on court 3.
MTSU going up there on court 3. 30 love.
Again, you're hearing the crowd noise on our headsets. You'll see it in a moment what just happened. That swung far out there on court 1. That's what they were celebrating. Coach Warrendane happy about that one as they go to the break on court 1. Court 1 now 5-4. MTSU on court 3. Same thing. Great effort. It's now 5-4 on both sides. MTSU trying to force the tiebreak on courts 1 and 3. going to come off of the recess on court 1. Court 3. See it there. Perfect weaving through the seam. Outside there for Notre Dame on court 1.
And there you have it, guys, on court 3. MTSU has tied it up, making it 5-5.
Yep, court 3. I think you'll probably see it on this play with the tie. MTSU getting it done. Tied up here in that final set on court 3. And trying to make it a 2-0 advantage as MTSU teetering it back and forth. What a play at the front.
And having MTSU on serve definitely helps their case.
And another great play there on court 1 you saw on the left. 2 plays in a row on both courts. It's almost seeing identical play where it's coming down to the front person, whacking it down in the corner to where it just can't be accomplished. Incredible tennis.
And it's only really possible because Notre Dame's 2 players are sitting in the far back.
And they're positioning. That goes far out on the left. And they're positioning, they're hoping for it to be knocked far back. And they're just not getting it. It's not going their way. Tied 5-all on each of these courts. Going down to the final wire
set here on court number 1. Notre Dame is going to have the serve there as MTSU serves on court 3. Service fault there on court 3. Second attempt.
Was that in? No. No. They rule it out. Court 1, that was incredible. Perfect positioning on the corner. Notre Dame tried to fight for it. Great stuff.
He definitely used your angle and your placement of Notre Dame players against them.
See on court 3, hop, skip, and a jump. There's your star right there.
Chris Edge there, using the edge.
Positioning again as that goes far and outside.
MTSU there with another great point.
Tried to get it just inside there. Edge tried to do the same thing twice. And it's really helping that MTSU is on the serve on court 3. MTSU tried to get it on court 1. See, on court 3, Edge dodged it, thought it was guaranteed to go out. Wishing he had that one back.
Just a bit of a heater there by Notre Dame on the other side.
inside. Notre Dame didn't chase it. They thought it was going out on court 1. And they ruled a let on court 3.
MTSU put it right in the corner.
Notre Dame into the net. And MTSU
wins there on court number 3, 6-5, coming back.
Came back down 5-3. I think they're going to finish the action on court 1 with the tiebreak, but MTSU takes the doubles point with that. Incredible stuff. And again, with it being tied 5-5 on both courts, you have to win by 2 points. It has to be 7-5. MTSU has got the upper advantage now on court 3. Court 1. I believe that does go to the break. Notre Dame takes the advantage on court 1. Court 3 is where MTSU has the upper hand. Court 3 is all they need at this point. Hop, skip, and a jump outside by Edge. So as you can see, court 1 on your left, they're on a break right now with it being 6-5 in favor of Notre Dame. 6-5 here on court 3 in favor of MTSU. So that goes out of play. Good effort by Notre Dame.
And there you saw Notre Dame dictating immediately from the serve.
Pairing of Peter and Matthew. Again, first time they've been paired, first time Matthew Halpin has played at all this season, the junior from Lexington, Kentucky. Last year he was 0-2 in doubles, 2-2 in singles. So for Halpin, he's trying to find his first doubles win of his collegiate career. His action does resume on court 1. Great weaving on court 3. Edge. Stefan, perfect. I'm surprised that Borendame isn't between courts 1 and 3 to be able to look at both sides of the action. High and outside by MTSU.
Perfectly placed serve there by Notre Dame on court 3.
Wide and outside on court 1. And court 1, MTSU trying to get it back to 6-6, make it a 2-set, make it again, reset to a 2-set tiebreak. Notre Dame gets a perfect serve in on the corner.
All MTSU has to do is win on court number 3 to make it 7-5, and the doubles point will be theirs, keeping the double streak alive.
And it's not going to be an easy matchup for them on court 3 either. They, Stefan and Chris have had their work cut out for them against Peter and Matthew.
And they see on court 1 just a little too much power there, out on that right side, just a little wide.
Great effort there by Notre Dame. Saw the advantage, saw the opportunity, capitalized on it.
In that point, their ties to set back to 6-6. And speaking the same thing here on court number 1, Notre Dame just needs one win to win a doubles point, or to be in place to win a doubles point.
I believe MTSU did get back there.
Outside. Right outside there.
Perfect placement on court 1 there. And Stein just knowing what to do in those situations. You know, he was first in team doubles last year. In terms of the entire Conference USA, second in team singles, and in all of his appearances. And that trend, we'll talk about it when we get to singles today, but in that trend, he's been the #1 starter in all 6 of his appearances. Been on both doubles and singles. So Stein Slump is their #1 guy. So if there's anyone that can help get him that victory for the doubles point, it's going to be Stein.
Yeah, and speaking of that, MTSU loses the game there, making it 6-6. So we're going to a tiebreak there as well.
That's 6-6 on all of the it's on all the remaining action here. Skip there, that goes in the net. It's 2-2 right now on court 3. 2-0 in favor of Notre Dame on court 1.
And since both teams are tied up 6-6, they're actually going to a 10-point tiebreaker. And so the scores on court 3 is 2-2 currently, and court 1 is 0-2. With Notre Dame having the lead there, and MTSU having the lead or tied up on court 2.
MTSU's got the next one there on court 1. You see on court 3.
Wow, MTSU just right into the net there.
You can see Chris wanted that one back. And court 3 is likely what it's going to come down to with the way things are shaping out. Though on court 1, MTSU was starting to fight back on those points there. In there for MTSU in the corner of court 3. As Notre Dame will serve on 1.
And man, what a crowd here. So much energy.
It's a testament to not just Coach Jimmy's efforts on the marketing side of tennis, but it's Military Appreciation Day brings out a crowd too. But the men's tennis environment, it brings a lot of people into the ATC.
It's an effort to the true respect that the community has for this team and the impact it's having.
I believe MTSU asked for a lead on court 1. Perfect positioning there by Notre Dame on court 1. As Edge skips it into the net on court 3.
And that makes court 3 points 4-3, with Notre Dame having a slight edge there with 1 point.
1 point lead on both courts for Notre Dame right now.
It's 3-2 on court 1. Chris Edge here with the serve.
Out of play there on court 3.
Ties it up. 4-4.
Saw on court 1. Tried to dive for it, couldn't get it. Edge went furious at that himself. Tried to swat it down, couldn't get the right contact.
And that makes it a 5-4 lead there for Notre Dame.
And every 6 points on these tie breaks, they do swap sides. A little bit of a rest. So at least on court 1, they're having a little bit of a recess. That's the 4-2 advantage for Notre Dame. 5-4 advantage on court 3 for the Fighting Irish. Stefan was swapped into the net.
Like I said earlier, MTSU only needs one of these matches. One of these matches to clinch and secure that doubles point and to keep that streak alive.
Swap sides, MTSU now starting to struggle there on court 1. Looks like Edge got that point.
On court 3, making that score 5-6.
Sliding outside on court 1. Got the perfect angle from Chris Edge. As they will swap sides on court 3, tied at 6-all.
Notre Dame on the serve here.
Hit into the net there. See Coach Jimmy hyped up for his guys.
MTSU still trying to decrease that deficit there. Only down 1 point with Notre Dame up 5-4.
Wide over on court 3. 7-6.
MTSU to serve here on court 1, still down 1 point, 5-4.
Up on court 1. Swapped sides of the baseline.
And the crowd's really getting into this.
Rightfully so. In court 3, 7-7. As they ask for a let. And they don't grant it to him.
Umpire said no. Umpire said no. Making that score 7-7.
Fighting for it on court 1. And MTSU's got it. Which they may have gone to Notre Dame on that.
Actually Notre Dame goes up a point, making it 6-5. Serving to the net there. Second serve here on court number 3.
Into the net by the Blue Raiders.
Chris Edge there. Again,
Chris Edge has been in these clutch situations before. MTSU Looks like they may have just sealed the point on court 1. Not sealed, they played it back. MTSU, court 1. They scored 6-all. Yeah, 6-all on court 1. They'll swap sides over to court 3.
Where there's a 8-7 lead there by Notre Dame. Double fault there by MTSU.
And they are, I believe they are shaking hands there. I believe on court 3 it's over. Waiting for the, so I believe on court 3 it's over. Yep, court 3. I don't think they've updated the scoreboard yet, but I believe Notre Dame got the win on court 3. Not seeing anything officially on there, but it says 8-7. So if that's the case, it comes down here to court 1, which is now a Notre Dame advantage. Yep, 7-6 Notre Dame's won, so it comes down here to court 1, which I'm sure will get you full screen in a second, as they're still on a recess here.
And we were speaking about the crowd. I think we have actually a crowd shot. There's a lot of people in here at the ATC today.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see that in just a few seconds. The amount of people who are in stadium here, as they're starting to get it quiet down for the action. And you hear the cheer that something good happened.
All right, let's see what happened.
Ooh, got it there.
Big one. Big one there, making it 7-7. Blue Raiders can just go about 2 points here to win the match.
Coach Borendame just giving them the real-time feedback.
MTSU here with the serve.
And Pavel and Stein versus Matthew and Alex. Here's Pavel. Wide and outside, 8-7.
1 point here. Gives the Raiders a double point.
They don't have the doubles point quite yet. I think it may have been on court 3. I'm not sure because it went 8-7 over there. I believe this one does go down to 10. Tried to get it in on the edge, couldn't do it.
Tying it back up, 8-8 there. A lot on the line here.
Rear as Notre Dame has the advantage.
Just a little strong there by the Blue Raiders.
Comes down to this. MTSU down 9-8. Try and get this doubles point and keep the undefeated doubles streak alive. For Notre Dame, trying to take the advantage. A lot of players waiting to get their singles reps in.
Into the net on that one.
That goes wide out. 9-all. And they will take a recess with that going to be a tie at 9-all.
And so we spoke on the teammates of Stein Stefan and Pavel. What exactly do they need to do to get this point?
They got to do the same things that you saw in the other courts. As front man has got to get it into the corners to where your opponents are not able to get any racket contact with the ball. It's been successful. It's just a matter of accuracy and getting it on the corners and making sure that they can get the job done. Just too much aggression attempted on that. See from Notre Dame here. Service fault.
Second serve here.
And had a little bit of a delay there.
But it looks like Notre Dame is going to secure that doubles point.
Yep. So for the first time in MTSU's 2022 campaign, they have unfortunately lost a doubles point. Notre Dame takes the advantage heading into singles play.
This is the end of doubles play where Notre Dame takes that doubles point on courts 1 and court number 3. Both of those going down to those tiebreaker sets. We're actually going to take another short break. You're watching Blue Raider Tennis on CUSA.TV. This is MTN Sports.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
6 feet apart. Fight! 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing is, I've got 2. Oh! I'm going to that game.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
So many men and women that have served that expected to be able to have their tuition or certain assistance being given to them, and that money evaporated. With the establishment of the general fund is to make sure that all those men and women can get through MTSU and pursue what they thought they could do when they came on back.
We're extremely proud that the Predators have identified the need to help make this fund one of the best at our university for our veterans.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Adams Tennis Complex. We're moments away from the start of singles play, and so let's get those matchups out for you guys. So, starting on court number 1, we have Stein Slump and Axel Neffy. We have on court 2, we have Francisco Rocha and Nayita Vashita. And then on court 3, we have Chris Edge and Matthew Che.
Yeah, and it's a lot of interesting matchups. You know, going to the rest of singles. You know, on court 4 we got Stefan Hollis. He's colliding over with Connor Fu. Court 5 you got Peter Conklin of Notre Dame. He collides with Pavel Model. And on court 6, there's been a little bit of a change up. It was going to be we're going to have for singles Jean-Marc Bukowski. He is out. So it is now on court 6. It is Brian Bilsey, who's facing off against Oskar Broström Poulsen. They have some others in the singles lineups that are on standby in case they're needed. But with that being said, court 3 is going to be where we start off these singles contests.
Court 3 over there with Chris Edge. You know, he had a pretty strong start. They didn't quite get the point there doing that doubles match, but you know, strong start from Chris Edge.
A strong start. Heartbreaking loss in doubles. It just barely gets inside.
You know, you put in all that effort, you know, in that doubles play, and then 5 minutes later you're back out on the court. Mm-hmm. What exactly does that feel like for Chris Edge, do you think, in this moment?
He's got to compartmentalize. I'm sure there's a little bit of heartbreak. He's had some time because he was on court 3. He had some time to refresh, get ready for singles.
And we saw Chris Edge lose the first 2 points there with Notre Dame's Matthew Che going up 30 love.
And again, he had some time to reload and refresh, but at least now he's got to compartmentalize because that the doubles, Notre Dame took it. Double streak is over at home. It's actually not overall, but it's through the season. It's a home double streak. He's got to compartmentalize, be ready for the next one, for this matchup here, as that one went out.
So Chris caught the lead on that one. Ooh, great angle there by Chris Edge. Putting it right in the spot where his opponent wasn't. Making a score here, 30-15.
Peter, graduate from Fairfield, Connecticut.
Looks like Chris Edge drops that first set there, making it 1-0, giving Notre Dame that advantage.
Yeah, he's got a tough matchup against the Dartmouth undergrad and Peter Conklin, but it's going to swap us over in a little bit. We're heading over to Court 5 where Pavel is colliding with Pavel. We're going to swap over to Court 5. We're actually on Court 3 there. So it's actually going to be Conklin and Pavel, which is mentioned. The Dartmouth undergrad is about to have a tough matchup here against the senior from the Czech Republic.
Pavel here with the serve.
Zach goes far out and
just a little too strong there as it looks like MTSU drops a point there, with Notre Dame going 1-0 on court number 5.
And court 1 is what the doubles matchup came down to, and Pavel was part of that doubles on court 1 team with Stein. And Pavel is number 44 in the ITA rankings. So for singles especially, this is one of those where you get to see Pavel shine on a bright stage.
Yeah, and you talk about Pavel shining on a bright stage. He really was, a big piece of that heartbreaking loss there in the doubles matchup that we just saw. And, it's hard when you go out there and put out all that effort. You get to that point to where you were behind and you're coming up, and just to lose just right at the end, just heartbreaking loss. But we're actually going to be moving over to court number 2 where we have Francisco Rocha facing off against Arieta Pachita.
Yeah, Francisco doubles was paired with Oscar for the only doubles win for MTSU on the day, and there's several players who are on only 2 players who are on losing streaks for singles. Francisco is not one of them. 5-1. He took his first loss after winning 4 straight singles matches. So look for him to potentially try to close this out early on.
He spoke about Rocha. He's being ranked number 82 in the ITA single rankings this season. So Arieta has a strong opponent here on his hand.
Yeah, the graduate from India, high school. He had a doubles title in 2016 in the ITF. He's ranked number 245 there, went to 5 semifinals for those tournaments. And, before the pandemic, he actually helped his team at St. John's. They won the Big East in men's tennis. Again, clutch situations, very familiar with it. One of the key pieces here for his Fighting Irish team.
Service fault there.
Francisco wanted that one back.
Hard swing right into the net there. All right, guys, and coming in a score update on court number 1, Stein Slump is up a break on Axel Neffy.
That's why Stein has been their #1 guy, as I believe Francisco did point up for that to be out. It looked like it was just outside of the line for the singles lines. For Stein Slump, reason in all of his appearances this season, he's been #1 guy. Coach Jimmy trusts him, likes the efforts that he puts in.
And you look at Francisco talking with the umpire there.
Yeah,
he's like, look at the line. He uses his racket and points down at it. Like, look, it was out.
Yeah, and you could clearly see that on our camera too. He used his racket, he pointed up his finger to indicate it out, but it's
the umpire said no.
It's very rare that you see the chair umpire overturn a call, and you may not have seen that finger pointing up on that, but it's an unlucky break for Francisco.
And that makes it a 1-1 there on this court, with Francisco getting the third serve. Ooh, right on the line there.
It ruled that one out. And you're seeing on your screen right now the Conference USA Player of the Year. He was named the first team singles last year. 3 times in 2021 he was named the CUSA Player of the Week. You're seeing he's primarily been #2 starter, other than 2 times he's been #1 for his Blue Raiders offense. Jimmy knowing he's just as solid as he was last year.
Service fault there.
It was ruled out by the chair umpire.
Nice back and forth volley there, though. Francisco yet to score a point here in this set.
Again, in men's tennis, it's different from women's, at least in Conference USA, where yesterday in both matches for CUSA, they let all the matches continue even when MTSU clinched the victories. So if you see 3 singles matches clinched by MTSU, they'll retire the rest of the competitions.
Ooh, and there you saw it there. MTSU loses yet another set, making it 2-2 on court #2 as well. A lot of 2s there. But they're going to be taking a quick break. And, speaking of taking a break, oh, no, I'm just kidding. No, we're not taking a break here. But they're taking a break on the court. We're going to be switching over to court #1, where we have Stein Slump there facing Axel Neffy. And I think he was up a break. That was the break I was actually talking about a couple moments ago. And I think he's still up a break there, 2-1.
We don't have any breaks here on MTN Sports whenever the action is going on. It's commercial-free tennis.
The way it's supposed to be.
Again, Stein, #1 guy for Blue Raiders. And he had a 2-game winning streak. He was 2-2, 1-2 when he 2-2 when he started his winning streak in singles. And in singles, he's their #1 guy. He's not the best in singles on the team, because right now that's Oscar. But the only 2 losses that he had, they were very close and going down to the wire in the set match. They usually have the tie breaks in the first set or second set. It was very, very close. So, So yes, he's 4-2, but realistically, he could have been 6-0 if it had gone in his favor.
Yeah, and you talk about what a tough loss he had facing #9 ranked Andres Martin of Georgia Tech, and he lost that in 2 sets, 5-7. So, right at the end, we talk about those close matchups.
Again, if you're competing with one of the top 10 ranked tennis players in the country in college, and for you to only lose 7-5 in both of those sets, it shows the fight of Stein's slump.
Ooh, just out there, just a little wide.
Yeah, Stein tried to get the better of Matthew there. And you see senior versus junior. And, Stein trying to get more commanding lead. He's already up a break right now, trying to get more of a break to go up 4-1. And especially with Matthew being up on serve, it's just as crucial. That one goes, skips short.
Second serve here.
Almost tried to hit the play side camera on that one.
A lot of power there.
So an interesting note here, Stein is the only one who is up right now on all of the singles matches. Everybody else facing off against this Notre Dame singles lineup, they're all down in some way, shape, or form. So Stein, again, showing why he's the #1 guy. MTSU's got their work cut out for him because one guy is not going to win them this match.
Yeah, and we just saw Stein actually loses a point there, making it 3-2. Notre Dame trying to chip at that lead a little bit, and so Stein's down there. But we're actually going to be moving over to another court here. We're going to move over to court number 6. I don't think we moved over to court number 6 today with Oscar and Brian, who's a late substitute coming in there.
Yeah, and Brian Pilsey, the freshman from Belmont, California, he this is only his second recorded appearance. First one, he was also number 6, and he won that competition. But he's got a tough one where Oscar has not lost a singles match. He's 7-0. This is a really interesting matchup to witness.
Ooh.
Oscar got the better of Brian there.
Oscar showing you exactly why he's 7-0. Having the ball fly right past him.
Business administration major trying to take care of business here on court 6.
You spoke about him being undefeated in the singles matchup. Most of those, out of all those, 5 of them have been, completed in 2 sets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, out there. But yeah, 5 of those, or I guess 6 of those have been completed in 2 sets this season, giving Oscar a strong start. One of the longer starts of the season.
We got a lot of close first sets here, too. Courts 2, 6, and 5 are all tied 2 each in the first set. MTSU leading on court 1, as we mentioned. They're in the break there, but Dominant leads on courts 4 and 3 by Notre Dame, 3-0 on court 4 and 4-1 on court 3. So even matches, only one lead for MTSU. 2 of the other singles matches are led by the Fighting Irish.
I'm sure MTSU came in today knowing that today would be a tough matchup against this Notre Dame team. Notre Dame's just showing.
And called out there. You can see it from our angle as well. There's some green in between the baseline and the tennis ball.
Just a little bit of a low angle there on that hit, causing it to go right into the net there. And with that point, Oscar actually goes down 3-2, you know, with it just being tied there.
Again, a tie-up matchup there, and still some close matches. You can see a little bit there again above Darius's head, and it's a little close on several courts. But Notre Dame is starting to show why they're so competitive in the ACC with the way that these singles matches are going right now.
Yeah, and you guys, we were talking about Oscar's undefeated record this season. He's looking to extend that, but Notre Dame's like, no, not today. It's gonna be a little more difficult than he was expecting. But we're going to switch over to court number 5, where we get to see Pavel Moto and Peter Coughlin.
First time we're going to court 5 on the singles play, so now we'll cover at least 3 of the 6 singles. But again, court 5.
It looks like court 5 is actually on a break. That was a great court to go to, right?
Yeah. It it happens that way sometimes, but you get to at least see. They're on that break on court 5.
Well, let's go back over to court number 1.
Yeah,
let's go see what Stein's doing there.
And to clarify, court 5 is an advantage right now, 3-2 in favor of Pavel.
So Pavel there with one of the many leads that we have. But now we're going to move over to court number 1, where we have Stein Slump facing Axel Neffy. And as we spoke earlier today, Stein actually has a lead here with 4-2. So he's up a break there.
I believe Edge did get a point. He's still down 4-2 in the first set on his singles match, but he's trying to crawl back over on court 3.
Just chipping back in there.
Again, Stein has a lead here on court 1.
And speaking of leads here, court 5 and court 2 are both leading the Fighting Irish 3-2 on both of those.
I believe they
called that out on the other side by Stein there. But you saw that movement. He just looked just a little bit off. He wasn't expecting the ball to be in that specific spot, so he kind of jerked. Then you could tell by the hitting of the ball, it's just not a little too much power there.
Again, you're seeing Stein. He's got the positioning right. He tried to do a backhanded swing, and sometimes that does work out for you. It's incredibly difficult to pull that off, and in that case, you just couldn't get it on the inside of the singles line.
Service fault there. Coming up on the second serve here for Notre Dame. Just a little wide left there. Giving a point to Notre Dame on that one.
Good movement there by Stein, perfect positioning. As his competition in Matthew, he tried to compensate for it and ended up whacking it outside. You know, again, Matthew is, as of last year, he was 6-2 in his singles record. He had his first singles loss of the season against Wake Forest last week. He was on a 2-0 winning streak in singles matches prior to that. So,
yeah, looks like, you know, Stein here is trying to, or
trying to overcome that.
Look like Stein here is trying to make it a 2-game losing streak there for Axel. All right, now you guys saw it. It looks like the MTSU is up there 4-3 with Stein leading the way.
Yeah, it looks like we can actually get Seth in for latest update here. All right, Seth, what you got for us?
How are you doing today, bro?
Again, I'm doing great. A quick report for you guys. Francisco over on court 2, he just broke. He's serving. He's up 4-2 now. Back to you guys.
Yeah, Seth is starting to get us some even more greater reports as the days go along. But great break there, leading 4-2.
Great break there, definitely by Francisco Rocha. All right, and we're actually going to move over to court number 2 and look at Francisco Rocha play right now.
Get to see him get closer to taking that first set in this singles matchup, take the lead 1-0.
And he was actually down here earlier in the match. So to see him actually come up a break is tremendous.
As that goes into the net.
And more updates coming around. Court 5 and 6 are both up. Are both tied at 3-3, actually. My mistake. So once again, 5 and 6 are tied 3-3.
So it looks like, at least for MTSU, Stefan and actually on courts 3 and 5, it looks like actually Chris and Pavel, you know, they're down 5-3 right now, so they're in danger of dropping that first set on both of those respective courts. But it's gonna, especially with Pavel being you know, consistently starting at 5 every match and all of that. He's been on a losing streak at singles, 3 straight losses. Only started out strong with his first win singles, but he's trying to change that. He's trying to change that streak around, and right now, it's, at least for the first set, it's not looking good.
Rocha here with the serve, coming off of 2 errors on the last 2 points there, hitting both balls into the net.
And gets another service fault there. Francisco just having some issues with the service. Is that one far out again? Looks like we got Seth again.
Right out, yeah. And we have Seth again back with another report. Seth, what's the news?
Yeah, over on court 6, Oscar, he just went up a break, and now he's up 4-3. Back to you guys.
And the freshman up a break, hailing from Helsingør, Denmark. Again, Oscar has not lost to singles at all this season. So now 7-0, looking to go 8-0 since he's
looking to go to 8-0, definitely against Brian Billy. Bentley, he didn't get to play in that doubles matchup, so he's having fresh legs. He warmed up a bit with the team, but he didn't come off the court like Oscar did. So he's probably just trying to catch up, trying to get some break. So court, speaking of that, we're going to go to. Let's go to court number 3 and see Stefan Hollis.
Yeah, see Stefan Hollis over there, and should be interesting. See how that matchup is on court 3. It's actually Edge and
Chris
Peter,
Edge and Matthew Shea. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Hollis was on court 3 for the doubles matchup.
Yes.
Took that tough loss, but Edge. And again, still in the first set here, like a lot of these matches we have going on, but a lot of them getting closer and closer to wrapping up.
And like we said earlier, Chris is actually in danger of losing this first set with Notre Dame leading 5-3 here.
Graduate student versus graduate student, and you're seeing the experience show in its full form of how it's going back and forth at least 4 to 5 times. And that's why Chris Edge just went up on the break there and is starting to fight back.
Yeah, starting to fight back and making that a 5-4 set there, chipping away at that deficit. And so we're actually going to be moving there. They're going to take a little break, and so we're going to be moving back to us, but we're going to move to court number 1. Let's go back to Stein Slump.
Yeah, Stein Slump right now. He first was the only player for MTSU that had a lead, and I believe that's still the trend right now. But Stein, he's got his work cut out for him right now against Matthew.
And actually, while we were away, Matthew came back and tied it up, making it 4-4. So Stein looking to, get that lead back as Notre Dame has to serve.
Senior versus junior here. As that goes wide outside.
And as that goes wide outside there, we're actually going to get a report here from Cameron Escherfeather. Cam, what's the report, bro?
Hey, guys. I got a report on court 3 for Chris Edge. We just saw that he got a break back, and now he will fight to make it 5-5.
There you go. We saw it first. We were right at court 3, looking at that, and now he makes it 5-5. Let's go back to court number 1.
Yeah, court 5 starting to get really intense there in the first set as we look again at Stein and Matthew. MTSU in advantage on another court again, court 1 here. I think it's 5-2 over on court 2 right now. It's that matchup between Oscar and Dita. Actually, that matchup between Francisco and Adida, and senior versus graduate, experience showing over there.
Service error there. Notre Dame on their second attempt here.
We could tell you Hollis on court 4 dropped the first set 6-1, so at least one of the singles matches is going into the second set now here in the Adams Tennis Complex.
Just a little anticipation there from the Blue Raiders.
And it looks like he goes on a break.
Yeah.
So break there on one. Looks like Matthew Che got another point there in the first set. But we're going to head to court 2, it looks like.
Yeah, court 2. Francisco is actually leading there with 5 points, looking to get the first set win for the Blue Raiders today.
Just couldn't get the height on that service.
And we were speaking about, we were speaking about Rocha being up 5, but 2 points here for Notre Dame, so it's a little bit of a struggle for Adichie.
Skips off the net, still legal. And what an effort on court 1 by Stein. Knew that it was still in play, knew that he was able to get it done. Skip back up.
What a save there. And that's one thing you can never say about, MTSU players is that they don't have effort. Every time they step out on the court, you're going to give their all each and every single time. And you just saw it there on plays just like that.
And that starts from the top, right? I mean, Coach Borendame, also with his assistant coaching staff and everything, they have a standard set of every practice, everything. Because he even talked about when we asked him about how much of a break did you give them after that win against Louisville on Friday, and he mentioned that he had 3 things he wanted to address. We saw him after the doubleheader for the women's game yesterday. They were in here 7 o'clock at night practicing when they had to have a turnaround in less than 24 hours. So it was a really good turnout there for Borendame. And you're right, the players, they absolutely know what they're doing.
And you just saw the point there with Francisco going up and winning that first set in a big fashion there, 6-2. And so Adita, is behind the set there. MTSU is looking to extend that lead or to build up that lead now, being down 1 point in the doubles. We're going to move over to court number 6 with Oscar and John.
That point just went outside on the service. Court 3 is tied up 5-5 right now between court 5 between Pavel and Peter. That tied up 5-5.
And you see we're taking on another break there.
Yeah, again, you're seeing a lot of these matches now going into breaks, at least close to these sets. People are trying to clinch things right now. Several of these first sets are concluding, getting close to that. So now, obviously, we just saw action on court 6. They're going to bounce this around to some other places, but it's going to be interesting. See how this stuff kind of goes down the stretch, especially since we're getting into where wins become wins and losses become losses.
Yeah, and we spoke about it earlier with Coach Jimmy talking about that doubles point, and with them not having that doubles point this time, the singles play is really, really a big of an emphasis there.
All it takes is 3 singles for Notre Dame to win right now. For MTSU, they gotta win 4. So right now it's very much a huge it's of utmost importance right now for defense to stand strong for MTSU, but they got to get some good angled shots, get some good angled swings into the corners. They have to get it corners, front, But it's going to be tough for MTSU, especially after taking that devastating doubles loss.
Yeah, and speaking of that, they're moving us over to court number 3 with Chris Edge and Matthew Shea there.
Yeah, court 3. Again, they actually
They're
are
actually
on break.
on break. So we're not going to be moving over to that court. We're going to actually move over to court number 5 with Baba Modal and
yeah, we'll see Pavel collide with Peter.
Yeah, Peter Conklin.
And you see the experience on this court among many others. And Pavel's down 4-5 right now. He's been trying to fight back in the singles, force it to the tie-breaking set. And I believe Stein just took this first set 6-4 as well. Or no, he dropped it 6-4. So Notre Dame is up over there on court 1. You don't see Stein drop a set often.
Wow, what a shot there. Shot over there to the left side, and Edge had to go over, or Pavel had to go over and hit on that left side, and then using that to his advantage, Peter hit it to the right.
Edge trying to force the final tie break, down 5-6. Of course, we go 7-5, then Edge would drop that first set.
All right, and as they're taking a break here, we're going to be moving over to court number 6, where we have Oscar looking to get that first set win against Jean.
Yeah, most of the time, Oscar is in either position 5 or position 6 in the starting lineup. He's had 2 times where he's been at number 3 start. And each of those times that he's gotten to start number 3, he's won all of his sets. So you wonder how much the positioning really affects the psychology goes into each of the players when they're selected in lineups.
And there you see it. Oscar clinches the first set there with a W, making it 6-4.
Yeah, Oscar, again, trying to keep that single streak alive. Gets that first set. He's at 7-0, trying to make it 8-0. So good showing from the freshman hailing from Denmark.
Yeah, good start for him moving there. And I guess we're going to move over to court number 3, where we were speaking earlier about Chris Edge and Matthew Shea there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Edge, again, trying to keep things alive in the first set as majority of the other matches have moved on. It's just courts 3 and 5 that are still in the first set here. Everything else is going on in the second. And Pavel takes a loss 4-6.
On court number 5 there.
So Pavel dropped that. So now with that score being updated, this is the only action we have in the first set. Everything else in the second set. And what a tie.
What a point there.
In court 3, tie break right now. Both of them at 6 each in this first set. And an unfortunate mistake there by Matthew. and hit to the other side. Great maneuvering.
And you saw Matthew there. Really nothing he could do there. He's on the wrong side of the court. This ball's just out of his play.
You know, it's not much that Matthew could do there. He has to chase down to that corner for the ball. Maybe if he puts some more momentum behind the swing, he could have done that. But it just shows the experience that Chris has over him as that goes out. But, you know, for Chris Edge, you mentioned it, you know, he was the co-player of the year for the shortened 2020 season. He's also CUSA first team singles. He's, you know, been with MTSU up to this point, two-time conference champion. So it's just he's got the experience over Matthew Che right now, who's a junior. Just comes with time and experience and reps. And it's just showing that Chris Edge has got the advantage over him.
You know, we spoke about fatigue earlier with Chris Edge being in one of those doubles matchups that went down to the wire, you know. So we'll see if Chris can, you know, if fatigue is going to be a problem in this matchup and see what happens. Chris losing his last point there.
It also kind of benefits that Chris went 6-0 in his 2 sets on Friday against Louisville in that singles match. So that has a huge help to it.
He was resting up. He knew what he was going to have to come, what was going to happen when he faced Notre Dame.
So that goes outward. It's the second time, and you could see the frustration from Matthew. Second time that he's gone inaccurate on his swings.
And with this tiebreak being that, well, the points being at this tiebreak are 4-1. So MTSU is leading. Chris is really trying to get it done in his first set.
And I believe on this tiebreak, it's supposed to be either a 7 or 10 point difference. Has that bounce off the net, still legal. Matthew got the upper hand there.
You know, Chris was right in the middle. Choose left or right. He chose right. Matthew chose left. And while they're taking a quick break, let's get an update from court number 2. Court 2 is actually up with Francisco being up 2-0 in that second set there. Some other scores coming to us are Stein dropping his first point in the second set, making that deficit 1-0, losing, you know, already having that first set loss in 6-4 fashion.
Yeah, and you were talking about Francisco on court 2 against Adida there. Again, both of them have a lot of experience. One's a graduate student, one of them senior. Both of them, of course, have extra year of eligibility with 2020 and everything that happened there. But, you know, Adita's got the experience in high school. It was he had a title for the ITF doubles. He's been in clutch situations like that, won the Big East title in 2019. So it's just, of course, against a two-time conference champion. I mean, you've seen some good tennis on court 2, and we're bouncing between that. But wanting to see the final moments of this first set here for Chris Edge as he collides with Matthew Che.
And while we were away, Matthew Che actually got a point, making it 5-2 here. Ooh. Another update coming from court number 4. Stephen Hollis is down there 2-1 in the second set after losing that first set 6-1. Tough day there for Stephen.
And again, he's been on the trend of losing 3 times in a row in singles. Edge has got outmastered there.
Right out of the. Edge is right in the wrong places. He's in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Matthew's just, you know, he's using that to his advantage.
Again, last year Matthew Che didn't have that good of a singles record. He was 6-12. But now for him to 2-1, he's coming into this matchup with a loss, trying not to go to 500. Edge trying to do the same thing. as I believe that was a clean service. The chair umpire looked like the signal time. I'm not sure if that was a point awarded or not.
It actually is a point ordered to MTSU, making it 6-4 there on court number 3. Chris Edge with the game-clinching point, if I'm not mistaken, on this serve.
Set clinching point.
Correction there. Thanks, Spencer.
Looking for the opportunity, finds it. That's the set clinching point there for Edge. He's got a 1-0 advantage for the graduate from Great Britain.
And that makes it, I think, even on all the courts here, with MTSU having 3 sets, 3 first sets wins, and MTSU having 3 first set losses. And the same thing for Notre Dame, making it tied up. So the second sets are really, really important to see who's going to get those points.
Yeah, at least one of those single matches, it has to go to the third set now for one of those that Notre Dame is up, because especially with that doubles point, it's one of those has to go be forced to a tie-breaking set for MTSU, at least to delay long enough so they could potentially get to that 4 points. But they have to delay it to that third set. Then one of those has to be clinched.
Definitely. You know, speaking of sets, second sets here, let's move over to court number 5, where Pavel there.
Yep, get to see Pavel colliding again
with Peter Conklin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Graduate versus the senior again.
It's a lot of experience out there on the court.
Again, Peter coming into this game with his first singles loss of the season. Native of Fairfield, Connecticut, colliding here with the native of Czech Republic.
You know, you saw two serve errors there. Paul was actually he was down 1-0 on this court, but now he just made it 1-1 with the 2-set error there by Peter. 2 serve error there by Peter.
We appreciate you all spending your time with us on this Sunday afternoon. MTN Sports.
Beautiful sunny afternoon as well.
Cold around the Middle Tennessee area, but sunny outside. Of course, all the hardworking men and women at MTN Sports makes it possible. Of course, Darius White here with myself, Spencer Thompson. Got several reporters around with us, including Cam Eschenfelder and
our producer TJ over on
Mr. TJ, Dan Eschenfelder holding the fort down. Got several other people, you know, sports director Noah Brady. And, of course, our main man Seth reporting as well throughout the day. Full team effort to put on these tennis games, and especially for Noah Brady and Dan Eschfelder, it's been 3 straight days of double headers that concludes tonight with the game against Tennessee State. But it's going to be somewhat of a rest, as this is crucial.
Just a little wide there, making it out. And coming in with an update from Court 2, they're actually up a break there, making that score 3-0.
Yeah, Oscar just trying to do the same thing that Chris Edge did on Friday, where he's just trying to get done, be able to watch his teammates, maybe get to dinner. There's evening plans on Sunday a little bit earlier than most people, but you know, again, Oscar, there's a reason why the freshman from Denmark has just been so dominant.
Well, that, and he's trying to secure the team's first point today. You know, in a team effort, you know, everyone needs to play their part, and Oscar's just trying to play his part first. And here you see Pavel here losing that point.
Yeah, Pavel dropped that to his opponent there, and you know, Pavel's been having struggles with Peter today, and see if he can start making a comeback here. And you see it on the right here. Stein is down 3-0 in the second set. You really do not see that often. And after dropping the first set,
6-4 there. Yeah, it's a tough day for Stein Slump. Pavel here with the serve. All right, guys, and 1 second. And a big out there, and it looks like we're getting a report coming in from Cameron Esterfelder.
Hey guys, Francisco is hot right now. After coming off of a big set, winning his first one 6-2, he is now up 4-0, up 2 mini breaks, and he's looking to close out the match right now.
Yeah, Francisco again doing his part. Same thing with Oscar. They're both trying to do their part to get the first 2 points for MTSU today and go up 2-1 over Notre Dame. But rest of the singles matches getting somewhat closer, but in Notre Dame's favor. At least one of those matches has to be won in the third set now for the ones that Notre Dame is leading.
Yeah, definitely there. And we were speaking about court number 5. Court number 5 might be the court that it comes down to, with Pavel losing that first set,
Yeah, the collision between Pavel and Peter might be the deciding factor here in singles play in the Adams Tennis Complex.
Definitely with Stein just down just a little bit there in that first set, being down. I think, what was it, 4-0?
Yeah.
And it's unexpected. You usually don't see that coming from Stein, and so it's surprising to see him go down in that first set 6-2, and then right after 4-0. But we spoke about fatigue. Fatigue could be playing an issue. He was on court number 1 playing, a lot of doubles matchups. As we move over to court number 5, moving back to court number 5 with Pavel and Peter.
We talked about Pavel. It's unexpected for him, especially he's started number 5 every match, but it's again he's only got 1 win in singles. Pavel is his best record in doubles is 1-2 with his teammate in Stepan. So as that goes in the net. Pavel he's had his struggles this season. Again, last year he was Conference USA first team in doubles. Hasn't gotten the start he's wanted in 2022.
Ooh. Big hit into the net there, but Pavel's actually up in this second set 2-1, looking to extend that lead 3-1.
And it looks like on court 4 as well, they just updated it. Stepan is digging back. He was down a break. He's now only down 3-2. A lot of action going around here in the ATC.
Wow, big hit there by Pavel.
Well, we have a lot of enthusiastic fans here at the Adams Tennis Complex. And Stein fighting back, only down 3-1, so he's just down 1 break, and that one goes into the net for Peter.
And Peter looking like he wanted that one back. He was running right. He was in the perfect position to, hit it, just couldn't get it over the net. Service error there.
Some great back and forth tennis there, and it was bound one of them was going to have to break eventually. And unfortunately, just for Pavel, he's the on the short end of the stick with that.
There's just a really low angle there. You know, the ball was more angled towards his left ankle, and that swing up, that scoop swing, just not enough power on it to get it over the net.
You could see he was fighting, and you could tell sometimes when one of the best case scenarios for you as a tennis player, especially in singles, is that you could swing the ball to one far side, make your opponent chase, swing it, and then quickly be able to get it back to the other side so they can't sprint over and get it back. And that's exactly what was going on in that play, where it's just going back and forth as you get a service violation there.
Wow, and their ball was just a little too much power, just outside, touching the green.
Matchup between Oscar and Brian is tied 2-2 in the second set right now. Again, Oscar has the lead in that one, 2-all. It's getting closer there in the single. And missed play there. Good effort there by Pavel.
And there you guys see going up there, he gets the point, making it 3-1 on court 5 as they're taking just a little break there, a little mini break. Well, this looks like we're starting action back up.
It looks like we're going to get some more action from Francisco and Adida. Get to see some more of the well-tenured players for the Fighting Irish and for the Blue Raiders.
Is a very great way to put that. And, you know, we're speaking about, you know, Francisco. He's actually up right now, big time.
Trying to do the same thing as Chris Edge, get done early, be able to watch his teammates. Mentioned it earlier, you know, it's a very simple philosophy in tennis. The more points you get, the sooner you're going to be done.
Too much power there.
And in the second set right now, Notre Dame is leading on courts 4 and 1. MTSU is leading on courts 5 and 2, and it's tied right now on courts 3 and 6. Going into the second set, it's starting to shift a little bit in MTSU's favor, especially with several of the first sets not going their way.
And speaking of not going your way, you just saw Rocha there hitting the ball in that doubles line, and with that, it's out, losing the point there.
Francisco just got broken, but he's still up a break 4-1. Do you want to tell him that? So he got broken on court 2, but he's still up a break.
Francisco leading 4-1. It's a little bit of a crawlback there for Adida. As we continue to see the action here between Stein and Alex. That hops inside.
And more court updates coming around from the Addins Tennis Complex. You have Pawamoto going up 4-1 on court number 5 in the second set there.
Court 3, Edge just went up 2-1. Second set. Edge trying to build his way back up over there. You're seeing a lot of the singles matches here for MTSU. You're seeing it start. I mentioned it about the momentum shifting in their favor. You're seeing a lot of them starting to build leads, leads in the sets. And again, because of that crucial doubles point, great move there you saw by Stein. You're seeing that they realize now, dropping the doubles point, they have to win four of these singles matches, 4 of these single games, in order to win the match.
The aggression is definitely coming out. MTSU is definitely looking, like you said, to build back what they lost in that doubles point. Build back confidence, build back momentum. You know, the crowd's into it. Now they have to get into it and show and give the crowd a reason to be excited. Give the crowd a reason to want to look out. You know, admission's free, but at the same time, you know, give the crowd a reason to want to come back.
Yeah, Stein is, see the smirk on it, realizes what he has to do.
Right. And that's actually, we're actually on Francisco currently on court 2. But speaking of Stein, you know, update from court number 1, he's still down in that second set 4-1, looking to try to build back in that to push it to a third set.
Francisco serving for the second set at the moment.
You know, once he wins his second set, that's 1 point there for MTSU on the match.
Stein just went down on court 1,
making it 5-1.
Yeah,
Stein's having a tough day. We spoke about fatigue. We spoke about momentum. You know, playing on court number 1.
Yeah. That final tie-breaking contest to determine who got the doubles point probably is fatiguing him.
And it's a bit of a confidence, you know, confidence thing there. You put all that power, put all that effort into it.
What a move by Francisco on there. But you're right. He put a lot of effort into that situation for Stein, and to see him down, you know, lose that first set 6-4 and now down 5-1, it's tough to witness.
If he's going to come back right now, would need to be the time.
Good power there from Francisco, trying to find the opportunity. And gets it in. Good stuff from Francisco.
And you saw right there, nothing much Aditya could do there. Just on the wrong side of the court. Yeah, those split-second decisions. Go left, go right. He chose the wrong side.
And he got it just inside of the singles line.
And there you have it.
Yep. Francisco gets the first point on the board for MTSU.
And the first 2 sets, you know, winning both of those in pretty convincing fashion. Yeah. You know, he's trying to show his team, hey, this is the way.
And again, four wins straight. Took his first singles loss against Louisville on Friday, and then now for him to come back, he's now, instead of 5-1 in singles, he's 6-1. He's got 2 win streaks going on. Incredible effort from Francisco. As we bump it over, I believe this is on court 5 between Pavel and, yes, it's court 5 between Pavel and Peter, which is starting to get down to the wire more and more.
You know, Pavel's looking to come back and win on the second set after losing that first one 6-2. But he's currently up right now 4-2, or 6-4 on that first set. But he's currently up right now 4-2 on the second set.
Unfortunately, Stein has dropped the second set 6-1, so now it is 2-1 in favor of Notre Dame. So MTSU has some hope. They got their first point of the day. That albatross is over, but Stein is not in any way, shape, or form the performance he wanted today.
You know, everyone has a tough day. Everyone has a tough loss. You know, he started out really strong, you know, and he played, you know, through that doubles matchup. And sometimes the momentum just isn't, you know, isn't swinging your way.
Close ball that it almost looked like it was out. It looks like we are having a break here on court 5. And
so as we're getting a break, we were actually getting an update from court 6. Court 6 score, I think, is currently...
court 6 is starting to update. You can see the people behind us blocking the scoreboard, otherwise we'd normally be able to see it there.
We tell you guys exactly what's going on.
But yeah, court 6 between Oscar and Brian. It's getting closer and closer as we take you over to action with court 3
on court number 3 with Chris Edge and Matthew Che.
Seems like any time we swap back over, it goes right to a break. But second set, 3-2, Edge is up right now over Matthew. So for Chris, starting to try and turn things around here in the ATC.
And we looked at both of these two pretty much. We looked at everybody. We looked at these two matchups, and Chris and Matthew are pretty evenly matched, if I can say so myself. You know, MTSU barely winning that first set 7-6, but now Chris has that edge just by a little bit. You know, up a break, making it 3-2, trying to come back and win in that second set as well to give MTSU a second point to tie the match up.
We had a brief time actually where all of the courts were in a break. They were in a stoppage and such. You know, even red zone has stoppages, so hand it back over to
court number 6 where we have Oscar and Brian. Ooh, Brian there with a big point. Just a little too much power there from Oscar making it out. And this is actually tied up here, 3-3. You know, one of these guys is looking to go up and a break and get that advantage in. And if you're Oscar, you're hoping it's you after going up that first set 6-4.
Stefan is having a really tough time on court 4 against Connor. He's down 5-2, about to drop that second set. And
after already dropping that first one, the potential to give Notre Dame another point, making it, you know, a 3-1 lead. Yeah. Not quite there yet, but you know, just speaking of the implications of what will happen on a win of court 4 for Notre Dame.
It looks like they're going to take us back over to Pavel and Peter and to see that intense matchup over on court 5.
And you know, we spoke about Pavel and Peter, the back and forth there. You know, they're looking to get a win here.
Or more so for Pavel, he's got to force it to the third set at least. We mentioned again with Notre Dame winning the doubles point, one of these matches in favor of Notre Dame, one of these games has to go to the third set, has to be an MTSU win. And since that's the case right now, Pavel is looking like the best chance of that with a 4-3 lead. Looks like Oscar just went down 3-4 on court 6 as well. So might be shaping in favor of Notre Dame over on court 6. That goes wide.
And you know, we spoke about that crucial third set, but we're in the second. You know, one set at a time, one game at a time, one match at a time. one serve at a time. That's really what MTSU needs to focus on if they want to win today.
Outside on that. It looked like it could have gone either way because on our camera it looked like either side the ball was outside, but
looks like it was just in on Notre Dame's side and just out on MTSU's.
Yeah. And that's the other thing about tennis as well. When you don't have official line judges here, it's very much the players call it, whether it's in or out. Sometimes that can get frustrating. Sometimes it can get annoying. And we'll see how that goes here. It's just back and forth. Gets it in perfectly. Great stuff.
The perfect angle, making him go up 5-3. And now we're actually going to be kicking it over to our reporter, Seth Taggett. Seth, what do you have for us?
Yeah, well, we just had a big break over on court 5. And to go along with that, after Francisco took care of business on court 2, we're going to be looking at courts 3, 5, and 6. That's where the Blue Raiders need to take W's. They need victories there if they're going to have a chance to pull out the team victory here today. Back to you guys.
It's going to be tough, but if there's any team that's poised and ready to be able to do that kind of stuff, it's definitely Coach Borndame's
And you
squad.
heard it there, 3, 5, and 6. All courts there that the Blue Raiders need to win. And we're actually going to go back over to court 5 where we left the action.
There's the bounce, trying to get the slam, finds it in the corner.
Perfectly placed ball right out of the reach of Peter there.
Great stuff by Pavel.
And like we said, Pavel is up currently 5-3. Look in the second set, looking to push it to that third tiebreaker set there. All right, you guys, coming in just now, court number 4, Stephen Hollis loses to Notre Dame, giving them a 3-1 match lead, losing that set 6-2.
Yeah, Connor Fu just got the best of him on there and continues his win streak in singles, a 4-0 on that. And again, last year he was 13-10 in singles on the year, and trying to get more wins on singles and get back to potentially that same record as 2021. But good win by Connor. Tough loss there for Stefan.
Pavel here with the serve. Still looking to push to the third side set.
Pavel fighting and fighting.
And great hustle there by Notre Dame. Starting at the top and moving up towards the line, just a little too much.
He's up 30-15, and again, there's only so much Peter can do in those situations. He has that experience. He knows where he has to be positioned, but he tried to get it towards the net. He just didn't get enough on his swing there. Just got on the outside there, Pavel.
And score update coming from court 6. It's currently tied there 4-4 in that second set. Yeah. Speaking of ties, court 3. 3-3 there, tied as well with Chris and Matthew.
It's going to be a long comeback attempt for MTSU here.
Error on that first serve. Second serve coming now.
Into the net by Pavel. Really wants that one back.
And if I'm not mistaken, that makes the score 30-30 there.
I believe 30-all is the term they use in the tennis world.
Thank you. And there you go, Pavel there with the advantage, going up 40-30. It's a little more tennis terminology there.
Yeah, Pavel's got to be careful to prevent the deuce here is the important thing, especially trying to clinch another set point here. And now you're in a situation as MTSU where you can't take any more losses in singles. You've got to start getting more points on the board. You got one, but you got to start getting more points on the board. So this is crucial.
You also don't want to give Notre Dame confidence at this point.
Service error there.
You want to make sure that Notre Dame, stays out of it and, don't give them the opportunity to come back. Come back in this particular set, of course.
Got it into the nets.
There you go.
Yep.
Another
Pavel.
error there over by Peter, but Pavel getting that set win in the second set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, Pavel, with it being on court 5, of course, takes it 6-3. That's forcing it to the tie break, of course. That was exactly what Pavel needed to do. Otherwise, it would have clinched the victory for Notre Dame. So now goes to a tiebreaker in there. Pavel's got to keep that same energy that he had this last set, try to get the tiebreak.
Yeah, we're actually going to push you guys over to court number 6, where we have Oscar and Brian still playing there.
Yeah, Oscar, again, we talked about how singles undefeated so far. He's now getting challenged here in the second set. When he took that first one, he's got some challenge ahead of him, and now it's, again, do or die. And
we were speaking about that that tiebreaker coming up on court number 5. It actually will not be a tiebreaker. They're going to make it into a full third set to decide on that.
Yeah, full third set on each of those. So
no tiebreakers today.
So Pavel will have to go the distance. And especially here with Oscar, he's down 5-4. So right now, this is where he has to force it to the 5th set. He's got to keep a calm head, force it to the 2-set lead.
The thing is, you don't want to lose here to make it then put a shot to a full third set.
Looks like edge up 4-3 on court 3, and for Oscar, it's one of the tough situations to be in because down 5-4, he's got to win 3 straight sets now to be able to clinch it. Otherwise, it's going to keep going on the tie-breaking scenarios, which would be worst case scenario for fatigue. And you just see there he has another tough one into the net. With that, it looks like that is a. It's not quite yet set break. Looked like they were walking over towards the bench. And another service error. Once again in the net.
And you see Coach Jimmy standing off to the side. Trying a little more support. Outside of obviously all the more support coming from the fans.
Packed house in the ATC for Military Appreciation Day. Is that could have called that possibly could have called that wide and outside. Looked very close when went for the ball there, but costly. Pavel, what a move.
Such a strong hit there. No real way to recover that.
You can have all the right positioning you want on those types of serves. There's only so much you can do because it comes down. You can have contact with it, but trying to get the accuracy back to your opponent's other side, it's tough. Oh, outside.
Oh. And there you see a loss there in that second set, pushing it over to that third tie set. It's going to be a full set there still, but Pavel goes down, making it on a 6-4 in that second set, making it move over to that third set. And so, man, it's a tough day if you're a Blue Raiders fan. Watching this, it's a tough deficit to come back from, being still down 3-1 in this match. But we're going to actually push it over to Chris and Matthew on court number 3. Chris is still has the lead there on court 3 with a slightly 4-3.
So far, the only point for MTSU has come from Oscar on court 2. Or excuse me, Rocha on court 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oscar trying to fight for that on court 6, but it's
Pushing
going to that
third set. It's going to be hard. And with that point, that ties it in this second set 4-4. Chris Edge goes down the break there.
Good service. Good service, just not a good move there with being on, court 4 here. Connor tried to swing at it, he just couldn't get to it.
No way to recover that. It's wide and out.
I couldn't tell if he was doing that out of frustration with the play being called dead or if it was just a misfire on that. But regardless, looks like MTSU awarded the point there. Hiding outside. MTSU starting to try and change the momentum and shift things over.
And we were speaking about Chris Edge and Matthew Chad. They're both very evenly matched opponents here, and you can see that as that first set came down to that tiebreaker with with Chris just edging him out. No pun there. No pun intended.
That goes into the net.
And you could tell when Chris hit the ball, you could just tell that he didn't get enough under it, and he didn't. You saw him fill his arms there, like, dang, I wish I had that one back. Right position, just not enough power to get it over the net.
Matthew Che getting closer and closer to going 3-1 in singles. Chris has got to put in full focus mode here. That was ruled outside.
It's a big out there, and now as they're taking a break, they're doing a change over there, but Chris will have the edge, making it 5-4.
Yep. He's got the advantage there. You know, Chris, he's been in those clutch situations before, being able to clinch the victory in those types of circumstances. So that being 5-4, that's not a situation you want to be in as any opponent facing off against Chris.
Making Chris is just one set away from winning and getting that making the match 3-2 on the day. All right, and you know, we were talking about, you know, the advancements of technology here at MTN Sports. Looking to your left side, we have court number 5 with Pavel and Peter, and looking on your right side, we have court number 6 with Oscar and Brian. Dual court action here.
You know, and again, Oscar, as we mentioned, this is in the final set. Again, they're playing the full 3 sets in this situation. Same with, they're doing the full third set here. Courts 5 and 6 underway in that. Court 5, actually, it's a 1-0 advantage for court 5's Peter, or Fighting Irish, taking the advantage early on. Again, just 1 point, and then tires everything else here in ATC. MTSU trying to prevent that from happening as it goes out wide on court 5.
And service error there on court number 6.
So it looks like, of course, with Chris Edge being up 5-4, they're going to take it over to court 3 to see potentially MTSU get their second point of the day, so we can get it back over to Chris and Matthew for court 3.
Notre Dame here with the serve.
Into the net from his opponent in Matthew.
You know, we spoke about it. If Chris, you know, can edge out and break Notre Dame here, that's going to make the match point 3-2, giving MTSU just a little bit, you know, sliver of a chance to call that one out. Sliver of a chance to come back and win this match in those tiebreaker sets.
Just looking for that opportunity as it'll outside.
And you hear the fans there. Come on, Edge. The fans are just as much into it as everybody else on the court, if not more.
Into the net. Chris Edge. Perfect volleys back, and I believe that is going to clinch it.
Not quite yet. I think this next point here will be a match.
Usually when you see a player go for the towel, that's when they're about to finish it up, so not yet.
But man, a big error there by Matthew. Another one in this set.
And Chris Edge get the better of him as they rule that one out.
One fault there.
You might know from the crowd noise that's echoing on our headsets.
They called that one just out, and Chris Edge getting the point there, making it 6-4 in that second set there, giving MTSU that second point, making it 3-2 over the match. Chris Edge there, giving them the opportunity to come back and win this one if they can finish it out on court 5 and 6 in that third tiebreaker. In that third set, they're not quite at tiebreaker quite yet, but they are in that third set, and it will be a full one for both courts.
And this is where Pavel and Oscar have to step up here, right? And you see Pavel left, Oscar right. This is where they both have to step up here and seal the deal here, which it's just as significant as on Friday when they faced off against Louisville. It came down to kind of the same thing, except that MTSU won that doubles point. Notre Dame still has the upper hand here with it now being 3-2, but for MTSU, it's now trying to stay calm, cool, composed to be able to clinch it here and keep the home winning streak alive.
You know, we're speaking about that. MTSU is currently down on court 5 with Pablo 2-0, and they're down on court 6 as well, 1-0. So MTSU really needs to start fighting back if they want their chance to win here.
And again, Pavel on the left, he's down 2-0 in the third set. Court 6 on the right, 1-0 deficit for Oscar. And they both have to win the third set if they're going to make it happen.
You know, I was speaking about that confidence piece. It looks like on court 6, Brian has a lot more confidence than he did during that first set that they had. And him winning that second set, I think, is giving him that confidence. Confidence is contagious.
And you see there's a break there on the left side for court 5. Court 6 still active.
For court 5, the MTSU is still down there, 3-0 deficit. It's going to be tough to come back. But if anybody can do it, it's definitely Pablo Miller.
And that's into the net there on court 6. That's a benefit for Oscar. 6 is now a 1-1 tie. Everything going on, so you see both of them on, well, left on the break more so than 6. Here's Coach Jimmy trying to give that real-time feedback to Oscar, especially with Oscar. Oscar came out swinging in that first set. It's just a testament to coaching staff of Notre Dame as well to just coach them on what they need to do in clutch situations. You see on court 6 there, Oscar just couldn't get it over the net. Service violation on 6. Great move on 5.
Right inside the line there, but right outside the reach. Inside the line, outside the reach.
Senior from the Czech Republic starting to step up in the big moments. Pavel. Outside. Blue-white being chanted here in ATC.
You see that chant being started there on the left side on court 5 by the players cheering on Pavel to get this to get that momentum built up. You know, you have our support. Now it's just time to play.
And that was ruled out on court 5. Pavel, fortunately, just not losing a point there, just a service violation. Into the net.
Notre Dame losing a point there. Having a serve on this on the right side of the screen here is Brian.
Court 6 tied up 1-1. It's a 3-0 advantage on court 5.
Just out there on court 6.
Outside on court 5.
Just out on court 6, giving Notre Dame the point there. And just out there on court 6, Brian just a little too far to that right side.
And
looks like a service error on that first one.
Yeah. it's the second time he's had a ball just go right on the edge or close to it. Outside on the service back.
Way outside on that one, too. A lot of chants coming over there from court 5. You see Pablo passing the ball back over, getting his first win of the set there, making it 1-3.
Oscar just the ball into the net there, and that, I believe, gives Notre Dame the advantage on the break. Court 5 actually only one right now.
Notre Dame did get that advantage on the break there, making it going from 1-1 to 2-1 as they do a little break and then a switch over to the other side.
Into the net in favor of Pavel. Court 5 trying to fight back with being down 3-0.
You know, it's 3-1 now, so hey, fight down from a 3-1 deficit or 3-0 deficit, get that first win, you know, build that confidence, keep pushing.
Rocket of a serve there, went out of play.
Right on the line there too, right outside the line there.
Pavel fighting for it. I believe that went out of play on court 5. So the video lagging a little bit there.
Went out of play there to that left side. And there you hear it again. Those players standing off to the right on court number 1, cheering on Pavel, giving him that energy, giving him that momentum. We see you, we're supporting you. Get the job done. It's a lot on the line today.
They rule it outside for Oscar.
It's a lot on the line today with today's win or loss here. Will either end or extend the streak of 34.
And again, still, regardless of what happens today, the longest streak of any college team in men's tennis recorded history. MTSU trying to keep it alive. As Pavel hits it in.
Looks like they call that one a let on court 6. Reserve here. First serve error. Actually, just a point there for Notre Dame on the right side. After that let error.
And it goes to the break on court 5.
So now all the eyes and all the actions on court 6 at this point.
And court 5, that goes to 4-1.
4-1. It's a big deficit there for MTSU to come back. But necessary if they want to get the win today.
You know, I wonder how much of a different story it would be if MTSU had gotten the doubles win, especially for Notre Dame trying to potentially making a comeback in that regard.
Ooh, big serve there. You know, Brian tried to hit it back over, just unreturnable and just a little too far out. But yeah, definitely there, that doubles point was definitely needed for the Blue Raiders to, you know, for the Blue Raiders Crusade to get into a 35th win today. but they're still fighting. Their chance is not up. You know, they have the opportunity. Just got to go out there and play some tennis.
Into the net in favor of Oscar. Pavel in serve. Pavel into the net. Oscar service back out of play.
Brian way out there on that right side. Pavel here with the serve.
You wonder as well with Stein slump losing. And it shows, of course, for Stein that it's not a guarantee he's going to win every time. And I wonder with him losing, what changes might be made in the lineup. Is Oscar.
And just out there, as you can see, on the right side of the screen. Once again, Pavel and Peter on that left side of the screen with Oscar and Brian on the right.
Oscar. Got the better. There's not much he could do.
Brian just had the better angle there. Wow, what a hit by Pavel.
Again, 4-1. Pavel trying to fight back on your left. On the right, Oscar trying to finish things out. Out of play there for Pavel. Went up too far there for Oscar. Great move for Pavel. Into the net. Other side, Oscar. See him whack his racket on the court. He knew he should have been in better positioning. Pavel into the net. He's frustrated. As Oscar fights for it.
And there you see Pavel loses that set there, making it a 5-1 deficit.
Out of play, Oscar with the maneuvering.
Oscar there with the clutch hit, putting him in a position.
Actually, that takes him to the break. And you're right on the positioning. I believe that makes it 5-1 on the scoreboard for court 6. May take a little bit to update it, but that means Oscar in the driver's seat.
3-2 update from court 6.
Yeah, 3-2.
3-2, but it's 5-1 on court 5 with Pavel.
On your left side, Pavel's got a lot to fight back from if they want to. They want to keep the home game winning streak alive.
You know, Pavel had a bit of a slow start to the season earlier, having a shoulder injury. So it took him a little minute to get into rhythm. I wonder if that has anything to do with the play we're seeing from him today.
What a serve.
Here on court number 5.
And that is going to do it. Notre Dame makes history in Murfreesboro.
And there you have it. Pavel Moto loses to Peter Coughlin, making the score for the match at this point 4-2.
And it looks like they're still going on court 6. I believe they may finish it out. I don't think they're going to retire the side on that, but yep, the home game winning streak is officially concluded, but don't think anybody's really going to surpass that record. North Carolina came close last year with being they held the record about 28-29 home wins, but
34 straight wins here in the Adams Tennis Complex in Murfreesboro. You know, a loss today isn't a loss on the season. They still have so many opportunities to keep playing, to win another Conference USA championship, to advance to the finals, and a lot left for the Blue Raiders here.
And they've only had one game within Conference USA. Coming into this afternoon, they had a 2-game winning streak, 6-2, and that thrilling win against Louisville on Friday. So you're right. I mean, it is a loss on the season to make them 6-3 in their first loss at home since 2019. However, it's more a learning experience as well. I'm sure Coach Borndame will be able to reflect on that as we get into post-game and everything. But we're at least here to see the conclusion here on court 6 as Oscar and Brian look to finish things out.
You know, you spoke on the streak. You know, this might be one loss here for them the Adams Tennis Complex, but they have an opportunity to start the streak back up.
You're absolutely right. Streak, people have the saying of, streaks are meant to be broken or meant to be kept. In this case, sure, it's broken now. Improvement is probably the next step in Coach Borndame's mind. As that one ruled out.
Big out there. But that 34-game win streak might have been a bit of a burden on the team since 2019. That was a moment ago, a long time. To continue to keeping that streak up, and now that streak's gone. Maybe it's a lighter load of burdens on the Blue Raiders.
And outside on the serve there, Again, now one streak that is on the line right now is single streak for Oscar. Probably a big reason why they're continuing out this third set. Again, keep in mind this afternoon's matches started at 1 p.m. We've been on the air for about close to 4 hours. We went on the air about 12:30 Central, so getting closer to 4:30. We'll probably wrap up around that time as you see a good maneuver from Bryant.
Before the start of the next match with the Tennessee State University Tigers coming in to play MTSU, which historic-wise, it's been a bit of a struggle for the Tigers.
Yeah, TSU Tigers, they're on the men's tennis side. They haven't gotten the success they've wanted everything, but now likely if they figure out about the results around Notre Dame, they might want to take advantage of that low moment that the Blue Raiders might be feeling. But for MTSU, they got to turn around and compartmentalize, focus on the Notre Dame situation later. Okay, we took the loss here. We still got the Tigers to face in about probably 30, 45 minutes. Depending on how much this delay is, I don't know if they'll start the game right at 5 o'clock with how deep they've gone down. Yeah.
Or it's definitely going to need a break in between the match. So.
And I think more importantly with that TSU competition, it gives an opportunity for the Blue Raiders to start some people they haven't started before, or those who haven't had some guys. I mean, you look at MTSU's roster, guys, Lucas Oliver didn't get any playing time in there. John Chin was not in. Guys like Mattia Bernardi, those guys will be able to get some starting time in for the Blue Raiders against TSU Tigers and get valuable collegiate experience, especially with next man up. You've got Chris Edge and Stefan Hollis. They'll be gone next year. They'll be graduated because they're out of eligibility years with just finishing their degree and COVID and the extensions there. Same with Francisco and Stein. They're gone, I believe, after the 2023 season. So it's going to be next man up. So the TSU match, be good to see some of that youth and laying the foundation for the future of the Middle Tennessee tennis program.
Yeah, Coach Bourdain spoke about that earlier, saying, we have those 4 guys that are the core of our team, and then we have these 3 new players looking to, to build that fresh core, that new core, to, rebuild the team when that veteran leadership is gone. Here, so we're taking a little mini break here as Oscar loses that one, still winning that third set 4-3, but he loses that particular set point. So
yeah, for Oscar, he's had that lead. I believe it was originally 4-1 or 3-1 in that regard. So he is starting to fight back, and he's trying to fight back his opponent. The opponent there in Bryan, he's fighting back. He's trying to get advantage back and tie it up 4-4. So even though this match is essentially over, it's important for the stat line, important for motivation, especially going into this TSU game, which is supposed to start at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot going on through the player's mind, through Coach Jimmy's mind, because that streak's gone. But at the same time, at least that streaks are meant to be broken, that streaks can move. But we can move on from the streak. There's more games to play this season. There's more games to play here at Adams Tennis Complex. There's more to do. The streak wasn't the overall of what they're trying to get. They're looking to get a championship this year. The streak doesn't matter. They're on championships.
Yeah, defending essentially 2-time defending champions, even with the 2020 COVID cancellation of all the CUSA spring tournaments. It's defending 2-time championships. That's what their focus is usually on all along. And I'm sort of talking with Coach Jimmy throughout not just the pregame interviews, but throughout the season. Their main focus has always been, go with one game at a time, focus on one game at a time. And that's what they're going to do there. I mean, 34 straight games not losing in the same venue. That streak is probably not going to be broken. That streak is not going to be surpassed later on. So,
unheard of.
But we continue
Back
in
to
action.
the court, action here with Oscar having a fault on that first serve. Here's a second serve here. You guys see a huge serve there from Oscar.
As Oscar again trying to keep his singles 7-game winning streak alive. He's still got the advantage 4-3 right now. He's allowed Brian to fight back against him, and the man who's trying to take care of business to fit in with his major.
What a serve there, just right out of reach. Right out of reach there of Brian. See the frustration there. That was his to have. And with that, it looks like MTSU is going down another set there, making it 4-4. And this, going down another point there, making it 4-4 in this third tiebreak set.
I'm not quite going to the break yet. It looks like the coaches are just having a discussion with both of their players, just talking some things over. So. Not quite yet. Again, still here. Second set, final game of this match, and we'll just see how it plays out. And ruled out there, close. You could see Oscar frustrated on that.
Love advantage out of Brian.
Just inside the corner there. Oscar definitely wanting that one back.
I feel looking a little frustrated on that last attempt. 40-love advantage there for Brian.
Yeah, again, the freshman from Belmont, California. It's only his second collegiate game ever, and he's held himself pretty well against Oscar. You know, down about 4-1 in the second set, on the brink of, you know, losing his first singles match of his college career, and, you know, he's holding himself pretty well against a fellow freshman who's had an amazing season thus far.
Yeah, and you know, speaking on that, that brings the set total to 4-5, and so one more set win that gives, you know, the streak's gone there for Oscar. But you know, if he keeps fighting back, you know, anything can happen.
Yeah, if there's one thing that Coach Jimmy's always said with his guys, it's to keep fighting and keep the aggression on no matter what the situation is. And you're going to see that from Oscar going into this next portion of the second set, especially with his back being against the wall, being down at 5-4. He's going to try to force this so that it has to go to a 7-set win. But again, for Oscar, it's going to be tough because he has to win 3 straight sets to be able to make it the easiest way possible to force it to that. He has to get 3 points to force it to that third set. It's a tough uphill battle here for Oscar.
Big serve there by Oscar. Love advantage there for Oscar on the error there from Brian, hitting the ball right into the net.
Great serve there from Oscar. I believe they called it a let.
Second attempt coming up right now.
Great dig by Oscar. And he moves it out there. But you saw that great dig where he was able to just scoop up the ball and get it back over to the other side. Those are the kind of things that you work on in practice all the time, is those clutch situations of what happens when the ball goes in this position, whereas in this position you're this far away from it. It's just a testament, again, to Coach Jimmy and the rest of the staff for training them for those situations.
Yeah, perfect movement on that last point there.
Especially as a freshman to make that kind of move, too. The future is bright for Oscar at MTSU. And you see the good reactions from the freshman, Brian, as well. You know, only for being in his second match, he's holding himself very well. That one from Oscar gets into the net.
Big serve there. Giving Oscar the point win. Moving the third set over to a 5-5 tie.
Too powerful and outside. Oscar trying to force this to a third set. Brian trying to finish it off.
The third set tie break. Looks like we're having a couple of delay issues with with play site there, so we're going to come back to us. But it's been a day. Been a day here at the Adams Tennis Complex. MTSU is going to lose this match 4-2 or
potentially 4-3 depending on how this plays out. Yeah, might be 5-2 officially on the record sheet, but yeah. So it looks like we have some issues with play site right now. We're going to work to try and get that back up for you as soon as we can. But at least for now, waiting on direction on that. But I do believe
we're actually going to push to a break here. So you guys are here with MTN Sports Crew on CUS.TV. We'll be right back.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
6 feet apart. Fight! 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing is, I've got 2. Oh! I'm going to that game.
Hey everybody, sorry about that delay. We are back here at Adams Tennis Complex, looking at that third set here against Oscar and Brian. Still, the play site sound went down just for a little bit, but now it's back up and running. And we thank you guys for watching here on CUSA.TV, the MTN Sports production.
So it looks like Brian did take that second set 6-4, and because of that, he goes to the third tiebreaking set. He's leading 3-1 right now, trying to get the better of Oscar at the moment in the final game of this match.
See Oscar wanted that one back just right outside. He tried to put it over his opponent's head, and just a little bit too much power there, making it go out.
Get for Oscar, hails from Helsinger, Denmark, and we talked about in the starts that he had. We apologize for that technical issue that you're seeing there, but we talked about the starts that he had. Every time he started at the 3 position, he's won all the sets he's been a part of in that. It's where 5 and 6 is where he's really started to struggle in the positions that he's had. So you're seeing that here in this tie-breaking set there. And again, he had the lead in the second set. It could have been his to claim. But now he's in a situation where he might, especially with this going to break, he might drop the set and take the first loss in his singles collegiate career.
You're talking about the score there. The score currently is 5-1.
Yep. Yep. Break just happened there. Now 5-1. It's
a changeover. And Oscar's going to get the serve. The freshman versus freshman showdown here. We've seen 2 players, both can be the future of, this program.
And we saw the same situation where Notre Dame had on the actual other side of the complex where they clinched the win. It was down 5-1. It was a fight, I believe, for Pavel. Was trying to fight back and be able to get the win over there. And we're seeing the same situation where Oscar's going to have to try really hard to fight back, but he's facing a really good freshman who, even just in the one singles match that he's appeared in his collegiate career, he's shown a name for himself already, and might even start moving up the ITA ranks if he keeps up this trend.
Big point there by Pavel. Good point there about Oscar, sorry. And there you saw just a little bit out there, just a little bit too much power on that hit, on that return.
And you can see Oscar's frustration there with throwing down the towel. You know that he wants that back, and he knows the situation he's in right now. And it's an uphill battle for him to get there, to get to where he wants to go, but
apparently he scored 6-2 here. We're looking at a game point win.
Service there. And I believe that's going to do it. Yep, Oscar is going to take.
Just out there, and Oscar is actually going to take his first loss on the season to Brian Billsley.
Yeah, Brian Billsley he is only one of 4 players on singles winning streaks, and he, one of only 4 Notre Dame Fighting Irish coming into today, and tough loss all around here for MTSU. It's been tough, but the important thing is they got a matchup against TSU, so they just have to get prepared for that.
Yeah, tough outing here for MTSU today, as as they lose to Notre Dame in a 5-2 fashion.
But that's all the time we have today for today's broadcast. We want to thank Athletics for allowing us to stream these matches. We also want to thank Adams Tennis Complex for helping make all of this possible.
Absolutely. Catch anything on CUSA.tv. You can watch the archive of this match or any of the other broadcasts that we've done. I find it very interesting how in the MTN sports coverage throughout all this, it's the first time we've witnessed men's team falling. Tough, but should be special to see the rest of the season going forward.
Also, if you go to mtsunews.net and clicking on our sports page, you will find all of the other previous matches as well as our YouTube channel. There on our website, you will also see the full matches of men's and women's matches coming up. We'll be back in we'll be back in about 30 minutes. Right now, when the Blue Raiders go on and take on the Tennessee State University Tigers. For MTN Sports, I'm Darius White alongside Spencer Thompson. Thanks for watching on MTN Sports. Your home with MTSU Blue Raiders Tennis. So long.